Hello and welcome to the last video of this series. This time we talk about lateral movement. Why is it good for the back? How can you solve the most common problems? I hope that this video will give you some answers. As always, I'm not a professional rider. I make mistakes and I try to make progress every day. So please be indulgent. So let's get it started with the anatomy as always. Out of my other videos, you might already know that there are two motion centers, a frontal and a rear one. If the horse pushes its front center up and rotates its rear center backwards, the back gets lifted up. This is the only way how the movement can get transferred fluently from the hindquarters to the frontal motion center. To move sideways, you give an impulse with your leg. As a reaction, the horse should move sideways. With your outside leg and rein, you pay attention that your horse doesn't fall on the outside shoulder or move its croup towards the outside. You can see that also my horse isn't in the correct position throughout the whole leg yield. But as long as you can correct it, this is no problem at all. If your horse has to move sideways, it has to use the adductors and abductors of forehand and hindquarters. These muscles are amongst others responsible for the stabilization of the two motion centers. That's one point why lateral movements are such a good training. The second point is that if you push your horse away from your inner leg to the side, the inner hind leg of the horse has to step forward sideways under the center of gravity. This leads to a rotation of the hindquarters, what consequently lifts up the back. Another advantage of the lateral movements is that they loosen up the longest back muscle of the horse. This muscle, also called longissimus dorsi, is responsible for the transmission of the motion energy from the hindquarters to the frontal motion center. Due to the rotation of the hindquarters, the longissimus dorsi rotates as well, and this is what makes it loose. One big sticking point is that the rider pulls too much with the inner rein. This is what my greatest problem is. It's bad for the horse because it's going to fall on the outside shoulder and doesn't use the shoulder girdle muscles, but the tendons and ligaments of the outside leg to stay stable. A good help for me was to always be very concentrated that I don't have any pressure on this inside rein. If you're deeply focused, you can solve this problem, I'm very sure. So, we already got to the end of this video. I really hope that it could help you, and I would say, get yourself dressed, drive to the stable, take your horse out and try it. Bye!